Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be putting on a billet tappet cover. I picked this up from Keating Machine. There's a few different tappet covers you can buy out there, these billet ones. The nice thing about the billet tappet covers is they're aluminum. They use an O-ring to seal up your tappet area of your block. The factory tappet cover doesn't have very good sealing. If you run in higher boost pressures and stuff, you know, it might cause you a leak. The other thing I really like about it now, I bought one on my other truck. It was a lot cheaper, but it didn't have the built-in breathers on it. They machined this out, a bunch of little holes right here. I took it a step further. I actually put some stainless steel mesh in there, or steel wool, because when your air and your pressure comes out of your crankcase, it's got a lot of little oil molecules that are in it, and that will build up on, you know, your tubes running down, and it'll end up leaking some oil. So I put a little bit extra in there. Your molecules will grab hold of that, and just air will come out. I got a 24 valve breather. It's basically got the same thing. That's what Cummins, they put like steel wool in there too. So yeah, this was like $300. You know, you can get ones for like $150, but I think it's worth it. There's some other, they make valve covers a lot of guys use. They have the breathers on them. They're kind of expensive. So this is kind of, I feel like it's killing two birds with one stone. These are pretty good sized holes. I'll go ahead and compare them for you. So I got the stock tappet cover here. So here's the stock tappet cover. If you can see that hole there, you know, it's not bad for a stock truck. You start cranking up horsepower and cylinder pressure and stuff, the more power you make, the more it's going to get past the rings, the more it's going to end up, you're going to have more blow by, and you got to be able to vent that. So there's the stock diameter there. Here's what I'm going to be running. I'm running 2 of those. So that's got to be almost quadruple the venting. I got some nice mesh in there. It's got some nice holes machined in it. I don't think I'm going to have any oil leaks, so it'd be a good way to vent my crankcase and keep my driveway clean at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Now when I first got this thing, I didn't have any instructions, and I got this air ring. I thought, man, brand new in the box, the air ring's broke. That's great. Well, I guess they don't come that big in a loop, so these are like cut to fit. I talked to the gentleman up at Keating. He said you want the seam to meet at the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the seam, cut it to fit. I'm gonna use a little extra silicone where they meet at, make sure it seals up good. So I'm gonna start right here in the center at the top. Just push this in. Now this comes like this, billet machined. I painted mine black because I kind of like keep it quiet, you know. I don't like it to be real flashy, so I didn't want it to stand out that much. So I painted the side that's going to be exposed black. Okay, so there it is. It meets right here. So then what you got to do, take a knife or a razor blade and cut it where they meet. They give you a little bit of extra long air ring, so there's plenty to go around. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this area where they meet a little bit. I want to be extra sure this thing seals up, so I'm going to put a dab of silicone. Go. Alright, so there's that one. That looks pretty good to me. I'll put a little extra on top. That should work. Now I just got to use 6 bolts and install it. So there it is. It looks pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and get try to get a couple 90s. Try to vent this down kind of like where the factory one ran. But there'll be 2 of them this time. So I'm gonna go to the hardware store and get some fittings. And I'll be back. So here's the finished result. It's just a 3/4 inch brass piping. I went with brass. The cast iron has a lot thicker walls on her piping. Ends up having quite a bit smaller hole. I'm trying to vent as much as I can, so I went with brass. And then I just took a 1-inch hose and slid over just a section of pipe, clamped it down. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think it looks great. I'm gonna work on some of this other stuff on here, and I'll see you guys next time.